Hi Aries, welcome to The Modern Spiritualist. My name is Raheem. Today we're going to look at January for you guys. This can be used for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So if you know your sun sign and it's Aries, you're in the right place. If you know your moon and your rising signs, make sure to look for those as well. Go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Before we begin, I did a Celtic cross spread for the month of January, and I'm really excited about this. So let's take a look, you guys. So your center point, starting point, theme for the month of January is the world. What I like about this for January specifically, but also just about this being in the center, is when you're looking at the world card, you're looking at more than just this month. Like this could be the entire next year. Like this is kind of like you're kicking off the year, and whatever energies you kind of implement this month, it's going to impact you for the rest of the year. This right off the bat says there's going to be a lot of growth this year, and whatever it is that you're doing this year is soul-led. Like it's coming from your heart, the things that you're putting into motion. It's things that are going to bring you closer to your own soul. It's going to help evolve you, and it's also going to put you in maybe the spotlight in some way. Like I'm sensing some increased visibility for you guys. So if that's like career, maybe you get promotions. If that's, performance or art or, also career, maybe people are noticing you. Like if you have a business, maybe this is the year that you start really bringing in the clients. If you're a performer, maybe this is the year that you start really building your audience. And so things like this can mean publishing, like publishing a book. This could mean, putting an album out, anything like that. So you may be going public with something, maybe in January. Maybe this is just something you're preparing for later in the year, or even into January of next year. So really excited about this. Also look at where you have fixed energy in your chart, because that can kind of indicate in what area you will be growing and evolving and presenting to the world. So that is really, really exciting. I'm trying to feel into, I feel like there's more that I could say. Something about Yule time, like the holiday season. Something about a decision you're going to make. You're going to make some sort of decision, like between now, of the day that I recorded this, which is the 21st of December, between now and, I would maybe say the first couple of weeks of January, maybe. I think most of you will make it before January hits, but this decision that you make may take you on, I don't want to say a new course, because I don't think you're experiencing any serious endings here. But I think you are kind of going, you're either expanding in some way with a new idea that comes to your mind about things you could do, or you're just starting something completely new. But with that new start, there's a sense of you're already kind of a master at whatever it is that you're trying to put into the external world, or attract an audience for, or something like that. It is just something in you that... maybe it's sort of like an innate skill or an inner skill or a hobby or something that you never kind of considered you would take to a more public platform. And then you decide to kind of take action on whatever this skill is. And you've never presented yourself to the world in this way, in this specific fashion, whatever this idea is. And so you are definitely putting something out this year, Aries. And you're going to get the idea for it very, very soon, if you don't have it yet. Okay? Something about Christmas, something about between now and the 25th, so the end of this week, something is shifting for you, something's coming in. And that's collective also, obviously. We have the Grand Conjunction, so completely new era among us. Yeah, you are taking center stage, I think, if I were to sum that up. You're taking center stage in some new way. Crossing that energy is the Eight of Swords. This is just your self-imposed limitations, like, oh, this is never going to work. Oh, I don't have the skills for this. Oh, I'm not worthy of this. I just get the sense that your ego is putting up a fight, because whatever this world energy is, this is coming from a really clean place. This is coming from a soul-led place. This is something that matters to you, that really resonates with you on a clean level, has heart and meaning, pure vibrational quality. It's kind of like if you're a musician and you've just done it by hobby, for years and years and years, and then you make some decision this week that allows you to go public in some way, whether that's just you're forming a band for the first time, something like that. It's coming from a really pure-hearted place, this energy. And so what this Eight of Swords is doing is kind of putting up a storm, because the ego is scared to pursue whatever this is. And so any self-limiting beliefs or fear or anxiety coming up, any thought pattern that tells you I can't do this, needs to be dealt with, because you can do this. The World is a very successful card, so whatever this is, you have high potential for success. The only thing that's going to get in the way of that is if you listen to this energy. So, one really basic thing you can do is turn all of your negative thoughts that come up into an affirmation. You just write down all the negative thoughts that come up in a journal, you cross them out, and then you write the affirmation instead, and then this way you can kind of start to replace your thoughts. Or, you can do some sort of healing or body-based work or meditation-based work to kind of clear out that energy in your body so that you're kind of eradicating the trauma response, whatever that is. This is basically saying that you're trapping yourself. The world isn't trapping you. So if you feel trapped, it's your own thoughts trying to cage you in. Okay, so just be wary of that. Deep past affecting the present, Seven of Cups, decisions to make. You're coming from a place where there were a lot of paths you could take, and I get the sense that many of you feel like those paths have narrowed, which it can be a good thing, because when you pick something and commit to it, good things happen if it's something that you really like. On the other hand, it can feel like you're trapped because you had these windows of opportunity that you then narrowed down, and now it feels like you're stuck, right? So what I would say with this is you can stay open-minded to possibilities and different windows and different routes of doing what you came here to do, and still commit to one or a few things. I think you might have to organize your time and energy efficiently, but don't feel closed off to things that you want that just don't feel feasible to you for whatever reason, because you never know where something's going to go. And if you just continue to pursue things you like, what's the harm in that? I mean, we have this capitalist story of like what you do needs to make money, or you need to pick a thing, or you can only do one thing, or if you put your energy in too many places, then you'll never excel in one thing or whatever. And it's all kind of bullshit. I mean, what is the point of life if you're always chasing the next thing instead of sinking into what you enjoy now, right? And so I don't think pursuing anything that you enjoy is a problem, because the reward is in doing it itself. You know what I mean? You're not trying to go for some other thing necessarily. You're just doing what you like. And so I would encourage you to approach the Seven of Cups energy, which is a past energy affecting your present. Approach this like you have this window of possibility, and you're just going to do what you enjoy in the moment. So maybe, drop the outcome a little bit, because you have potential for success here. If you can just trust that and pursue what feels good to you, then you're in the flow. You're in your energy, right? And so, yeah, be mindful of that. You can commit to something on a more serious note, and then also stay open to these other windows of opportunity to just dabble in things that you like or whatever. Just pursue dope shit, And I think that's it. I mean, you're Aries, you have this directional fire, so I just don't think that opening your mind to the possibilities is going to trap you in ways that it may trap other signs. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't think it's a concern. So, in your foundation, we have the Nine of Cups reversed. This is a patience card. This being in your foundation, it means that this is what's going to ground you and kind of keep you present and level and in the now as you go through this month. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment card. It's in the reverse. The only thing I'm getting from the reversal, this is still a really positive card, is that the rewards that you're pursuing may just come a little bit later. And so this is a patience practice. This is just kind of sitting tight and allowing things to unfold as they will. And it doesn't feel like it's out of the realm of, difficulty for you. I think that you've gone through a lot of transformation the last couple of months. You've been kind of forced to slow down and reassess and manage things in different ways. And so I think now more than ever, you're in a place where this being asked of you does not feel like too much. I think having a little patience has been cultivated within you. And so you can lean on that. You can lean on this new development in a way that you've never had to before, and kind of settle into yourself. I mean, this is the calmest Aries reading I have read in a long time. You guys seem really calm, really stable, really centered. You're thinking about things. You know, some limiting beliefs may be coming up, but it just does not feel like you are being hindered from your process or your flow at all. It seems like you guys are very, very aware and very willing to put in the work and do what you need to do while staying calm and centered and not pushing things forward too much. I mean, it's a really, really nice energy for you guys. I'm really pleased with you. Not that you need my approval, but I'm really pleased. And so, yeah, this is just a good thing to hold. Hold in your mind that the rewards will come, even if you haven't seen them yet. Stay focused, stay in your flow. Be proud of who you are now and what it has taken for you to get to this point, and then trust and have faith that the rest will come. I think this is a lesson that you guys have closed out December with, that you've really stepped into your power around, and so it feels really settled, but it feels also new. It's like you learn the lesson, but now you get to be in the lesson. Or like this is its own reward. Your ability to sit and wait is its own reward. And you did that work, you put in that work to be able to feel calm and settled in the face of that, right? So really, really good. Crowning you this month, the Hierophant, you are stepping into leadership. I've said this for months now, but now it feels cool and controlled, right? This feels like you've learned a lot of lessons about being a leader in the past few months, and how to manage a team and how to manage other people, or how to at least just step into your own sense of inner guidance where, you know, you're the voice that you listen to, not anything around you. With the exception of people you trust, but I just mean you're not listening to the noise, you're seeking guidance within. And this is where you are now. All that work you did around leadership, as challenging as it may have been, as stressful as it may have been, you are now the Hierophant. You have this calm, cool, collected, controlled sense of wisdom that you pass on to into people that look up to you as a leader. This is an entirely new energy of leadership. I mean, you guys are the Emperor archetypally, and the Emperor is great, and you are the Emperor. But the kind of negative sides of the Emperor can be like too rash, too impulsive, doesn't listen to others, too kind of like hard-fisted, right? And I feel like a lot of the energy in the past few months for you guys has supported you kind of relaxing, calming down, being more diplomatic, being more egalitarian, kind of chilling out your leadership style. And with this Hierophant, what I'm getting is that you're there. You have all the positive qualities of the Emperor still, but you have the calm, cool, collected wisdom of the Hierophant, and it is helping contribute to your wild success, I feel. So, congratulations. New circumstance. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. New start. This is the World energy. Now, what I mean by new start, because it's not like again, I kind of said this before, I feel like you guys aren't starting from scratch. Like, whatever you've been working on, you're going to continue to work on. I know there have been some delays, I think, in December, if I remember correctly. And so, whatever it is that you're launching, it's not completely new. With the World card, it's going to change in some way, or you're in the next phase of your launch where, like, you've been in development the past few months, and in January, it's the decision to put that out into the world. And so that's, I think, where I'm getting a lot of the public visibility as well. And so that's what this Ace of Pentacles is about. The new circumstance is you are preparing to put something out into the world. All I'm getting from the reversal, again, is that you might have to wait. And so we have both of these here. There's patience cards. And so trust in what you have built. Just because things aren't happening right now doesn't mean that they won't. This is like kind of when you plant a seed and you're watering it, but it hasn't sprouted yet, and you don't know if it's going to sprout because you can't see it. You don't know what's happening under the earth. And so with this can come a little bit of anxiety of like, is all the work that I've done, all the preliminary work, the preparation work that I've done for this, is it going to pay off? Does it mean anything? Is it even working, right? And so remember, we're still in yin time. We're in January. If we're in the northern hemisphere, we're in yin time, winter time, right? So let things gestate for longer, okay? Um, Allow things to take a back seat so that when it's time for you to move forward, which I do get a sense that things will happen for you this month. Maybe they just happen slower than you want to, or maybe there's just a particular aspect of what you're doing that hasn't come to fruition yet, because it's a newer idea, or you've had to make some adjustments and change, and now, and now it feels like you're ready again. And so yeah, I just feel like there's fear that you're gonna face more of that, like more little hangups and spots and places where you get blocked and you have to adjust and things like that. But with the World card here, that's pretty much a guarantee as long as you do the work, and Aries always does the work. There's pretty much a guarantee that you're going to find success. So just allow the path to be what it is, because you're there. You can put in the work. The work itself is good. Like, what you're doing is good. It has heart and meaning for you, and it's going to work. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. So slow down, stay in the flow, allow things to gestate, allow things to develop and build under the surface of the earth, holding in your mind that this World card is going to be present for you all year, which means increased visibility, increased putting things out into the world. There's movement here. There's movement and visibility. So whatever's happening now at the beginning of January is just what's happening now, and this card will flip. What else? Continue to cultivate the things within you that will support everything else that you're doing. So it's not all about what's happening externally in the work that you're doing. Of course it's about that, but it's also about making sure that you are a person that can withstand or hold the energy for all the things that you are doing, because the farther ahead you go, the more you level up, the more you extend out with all of these things, the higher the pressure. And you have to be a person that can handle that pressure. And so this Ace of Pentacles is also asking you to cultivate the things within you, certain things within you, in order for you to be ready for your success. Like, this is about you cultivating a readiness for success, because the universe isn't going to give you anything you can't handle, and that includes success, okay? So just keep that in mind. Also, the money may come a little bit later, but I think you already know that. Okay. This is your energy this month, which, kind of threw me, it's throwing me for a loop, because all of these cards are really, really positive. I mean, other than the Eight of Swords, which really it's not coming off like a big deal. It can, but in this case, it's not. All of these energies are really, really good. So the Five of Pentacles is kind of saying that maybe that's not where your mind is. I mean, the nature, like the reality of what you're doing is all very positive, high potential for success. But your mind, I think you may be freaking out a little bit. I think you're in a comparison story. There may just be a comparison story of, like, whatever this project is for you, whatever you're going public with. You may be comparing yourself to others that have, come before you, or doing something similar to what you're doing now. At the same time, because it's the World card, I get a sense that what you're doing right now is also very unique. Like, no one has quite done it the way that you're doing it, which is good. That's where you want to be, because that's authentic, right? So the Five of Pentacles is just asking you not to compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. That includes your, people on your team, people that, you are leading or even just co-creating with. That also includes other people that are, in the same industry as you, for instance, or do the same genre of music as you, or whatever this is that's unique to you. You're like, oh, well, they have it figured out and I don't, or like they're doing really well and I'm not, or they have the audience and I don't, right? First of all, appreciate how far you've come. This is still pretty relatively new, I feel, so this is not the time to compare yourself. I mean, these things just take time. Also, remember, comparison doesn't exist in a multidimensional reality, first of all. I mean, time does not mean what we think it means. Results really don't mean what we think it means. Like, you never know how you're impacting someone in the little things that you do. You know what I mean? Like sometimes things that have a really big impact, we're not even aware that they had a big impact. You could change someone's life and not know it, right? So I would just recommend that if you slip into a comparison story, that you just recognize it for what it is. Maybe identify the limiting belief around it, write it down, cross it out, write an affirmation instead, because it gives you a tool to work with, so that you're not just letting yourself be like beat up by your own psyche or your own, by the anxious voices in your head. Don't compare yourself, because what you're doing is new. What you're doing is brand new. And so, I mean, sometimes we do that to see if we're on the right track. It's our mind's way of saying, oh, am I doing the right thing? It also doesn't work, because you don't want to do what the other person's doing. You want to do something different, right? So lean into yourself, into your own energy, into your desire, into what makes this unique to you, why it has meaning for you. And that is the energy that's going to get you back into the true nature of what you're doing, which is very, very high frequency and positive, right? So keep in mind, this is just a low density energy. It's lying to you, and you don't have to listen to it, okay? Environmental energy, Page of Swords, reversed. Different people having different opinions or ideas of what you're doing, and they may be arguing about it. Now, if your team is arguing, I'm not feeling that very strongly. This could just be, okay, and this would reflect the Five of Pentacles. This could just be other people in your life, whether it's family, your partner, your friends, people that are in competition with you, anything like that, where, or even like employers, people above you or whatever, and telling you that this isn't going to work. Or there may just be people inserting their own opinions, like, oh, I think you should do this, or I think you should do this because this other person's doing this, or whatever. And so I think these energies are actually very interwoven. I think you may slide into a comparison story if and when other people insert their specific ideas or opinions onto your project. If something doesn't resonate with you, then don't take it in. I mean, you don't have to listen to what other people tell you. You just don't. They're coming from their own, not enough story, and it's not about you or your project. And so if you don't want somebody to be involved, or you just don't want to take someone's advice, don't take it, right? That's it. And you're the Hierophant. You can discern for yourself who to listen to and who not to listen to, right? That's it. It really doesn't feel that disruptive. In the position of what you fear, Nine of Wands, this is the fear of putting a lot of work in and seeing no payoff. And I said that a little bit with the Eight of Swords as well. So just come back to the World card. What you're doing has heart and meaning. That's the most important thing. I mean, the work that's worth doing is the work that feels like the reward itself. Like if you're doing work that feels rewarding, that's all that matters. And that in and of itself brings reward, because you're already feeling reward. And so then your feeling of being rewarded is attracting more reward to you. It's a loop, which is a great thing to mention with the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction going on today, because Saturn is that reward through work, and Jupiter is that reward through blessing. And so them together, in this conjunction phase, is kind of like you are more likely to receive reward if what you're doing already feels rewarding. I think that's a big yearly theme, in my opinion. And so, yeah, just remember what you're doing this for, and you'll come back into the flow again. Yeah, this is just like, what if I get so far and then nothing. So just monitor that. It's a what if, which means it's just a story, which is Eight of Swords. Ego throwing reasons why things shouldn't work in your way, and it's a defense mechanism. Okay, so if you can just stay aware of that, you'll be fine. And keep in mind also that like when you're doing things that really matter to you, this stuff does come up. It's kind of inherently terrifying to take risks on things that you care about. Like, if you are in the midst of creating your ideal business, right, and it's just everything you've ever wanted to do, you're gonna be scared. because you care about it. And so remember that, you know, these things that come up, the Five of Pentacles comparison, the Eight of Swords, limiting beliefs, the Nine of Wands, hard work and no payoff kind of energy is coming up because you care. And so if you can look at it that way, then you can remind yourself that you're on the right track, because these fears wouldn't be coming up if you didn't care, right? And then you'd be stagnant. And so all of this is a good indication that you are doing exactly what you need to be doing, and so you should be very proud of yourself, you know? Outcome. We have the Ten of Pentacles, reverse. Same thing, rewards are going to come later. I think there's just going to be a feeling of like, and this reflects the Page of Swords too, people don't always know what's going on underneath the surface. In fact, they rarely do. Most people are just looking at the car. They don't look at what's under the hood, right? When they approach you. And so all the rich abundance that you've cultivated within yourself, within your own, you know, your ability to step into leadership in a new way, your ability to explore the possibilities of what you really want, your ability to say, hey, I'm going to put this thing out into the world that has heart and meaning for me, which is a risk inherently, right? Your ability to cultivate patience and wait for the right time to do things and receive things, everything that you've done is so abundantly rich, even if you have gotten no outside reflection yet. And that's only because this is new, right? And so what I want you guys to remember is you're already wealthy. Like, whatever you have done leading up to this has filled you with so much meaning and wealth and knowledge, right? And if people don't reflect that back to you, if people don't see that, that's just because you haven't gotten the results yet. They have not seen all of this development, all of the energy you put in, all of the emotion, all of the choices that you made that was a risk of love rather than fear, right? And so with this Ten of Pentacles, it's kind of this moment of, and I feel like maybe somebody else brings this up to you, of like, oh, well, why hasn't it worked yet? Or why aren't you getting these results yet? Or whatever. And the reason you haven't yet is just because you haven't yet. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, the patience thing is key because, you know, other people are going to be less patient because this is not their project and whatever, and they're just seeing what's on the surface. They don't see the great depth of this work that you're doing. But that is real for you, right? So this Ten of Pentacles is a moment where you might say, oh, where are my results? Why is nothing happening? But Ten of Pentacles in reversal still has all the potential of Ten of Pentacles direct. It's just a not yet. It's a not yet. And so you are abundantly wealthy within yourself. If you hold that frequency, wealth outside of yourself will come. It just takes longer for the physical material world to catch up to where you're at, but you are holding that frequency, so it's gonna come. I don't care if it comes in 10 days, 10 months, or 10 years, it's coming, okay? And so you'll just need to remind yourself of that. Whenever something comes up, change it to an affirmation. You need to remind yourself that the results will come and that you already are there inside of yourself, right? So you're abundantly wealthy, the money will come, the results will come. Just keep going. And I don't have to tell Aries to keep going. You will, right? So lean on your own skill and your ability and your gifts, and you're going to have a great year. I really feel it. I really feel you're going to have a great year. So I'm excited. If you have a personal concern that you'd like to talk about, please schedule something with me in the box below. I'd love to meet you. Hit like if you like this video, subscribe if you want to see the next Aries video, and I will see you guys in February.